Hi everyone, it's BDevine. I hope that you're awesome wherever you are. So it's been a while since I've done a little bit of a chat with you all like this on video. You might have seen some other videos that I make for TikTok and they go everywhere. So there's a few things that I wanted to talk with you all about. So first of all, I hope that you're doing awesome. Okay, tomorrow is a partial lunar eclipse in Pisces, but it is a full moon and it is a super moon. And then having this full moon lunar eclipse. So the energy of April, remember, was our solar eclipse. And this one also is going to last, the energy of this one lasts a year and a half. So you may have found that it has been extremely important for you to put yourself into check a little bit, right? So you might have been noticing that there are some things or some habits that you have that you thought that you had dealt with, and then they are coming back up again in your life, right? So the reason why it's so important at the moment is that there are steps that we are taking in our spiritual pathway that are huge to the overall development of our path of life and our journey and our teachings and our messages and our abilities. So as you are sifting through, okay, all of these different emotions, you are going to have major releases. Everybody's different, okay? So, for example, for myself, some stuff happened in my personal life with my youngest son and his stepmother passing. And I helped him through that whole process, which was long, a really long journey. And my husband and I, sort of guiding him through this. It was very difficult for him. He's very close to her, etc. And it brought up a lot of things inside me that I thought that I had finished dealing with. And yet it became very fresh again. The other thing is my brother Stephen, who has been a long time, he's just been a troubled soul for a really long time. And he reached out just out of nowhere and has come back into my life in a sense. I'm helping him. I feel I'm helping him with his mental health and spiritually, and just being there to listen. And he's been through the death of his partner and subsequently losing all three of his children. He's unable to care for them. So it's just like, not to mention loss of animals here, animals that are what they call barn animals or barn cats. Our neighbors have them and they come to our place when they have babies. They come over, they bring their babies for inspection, I'm sure. And, we're going to help. We're going to try to do what we can to help. And it turns out that there's some kind of genetic situation that's going on, and not many of the babies make it. In fact, we're down to one. So it's been a difficult process for my husband and I because we love animals, and you just want to save them all, and especially with cats being so resilient, and this kind of situation. So it has just been this big roller coaster. I'm sure each one of you are on your own roller coaster, and I can tell you what I've learned from it. And that's why these things happen, is so that you can learn and show other people the way. And what has happened is it's caused me to look at things in my life, especially with my career, as Pisces is sort of sitting in my 10th house. The energy of Pisces and my black moon is right there as well. So this intensity has shifted a focus on what I'm doing. And it's also connecting me with the energy of my ninth house, which is focused on spiritual expansion, just for want of a better word. So there's this spiritual expansion. There's all this stuff coming up from the past. There's all this energy and focus and direction coming in an old way. It's kind of annoying that you have to sometimes deal with things that you thought were long gone. And it's been coming up to show me where I felt that I was done with something. And if I was done with it, then it wouldn't bother me. You see? So we can think that we have something put behind us, and yet when it shows itself again, and it shows itself in a painful way, you can see just where, number one, you're not healed from it, and number two, others are not as well. Or maybe if you're like me, you try not to say too much about the other parent or whatever, right? So I have really gone out of my way to be very careful about that, because that was something that, you know, when I was growing up, all I heard about was how terrible my dad was. And so it gave me a tainted view of him. So I was very careful about this with my children. Now, there are so many things that have caused pain for my children because of other people and situations, and things I can't tell this one, and things you can't explain in this way, or they're too young to hear this, or whatever. And anyway, now that my oldest is 32 and my youngest is 25, okay, it's almost like this all came up in my energy again, because I have to change the way in which I'm also dealing with that information and how it gets shared. So where before I just be like, just look, it's behind me, I don't care, I'm moving forward. When it came up like this, and I didn't know why it was there, and I was feeling, you know, discombobulated, and just like inside my heart space is where I was feeling it the most, of just crashing. You know, I'm like, hang on a minute. As much as we've got all this pain that we're dealing with animals and things like that, this is really coming up again. And so once I'd gotten over the initial, you know, shock of it, I guess, that it was there, and the pain that I was feeling, I started to sort of write things down. And I'm like, oh my God, this situation needs a complete change. Now that that end of the stepmother is gone, and that end of the life has happened, there's going to be a grieving stage, and there's going to be a healing stage, but there's also going to be a stage where a whole lot of truth has to be revealed for everybody's benefit. And as I said to you, my energy is all about putting things behind me and moving forward. So this came up to show me, to show you, okay, that sometimes you're going to have to not only examine things in your life again, okay, but you're going to have a different take on that situation. You're going to have a different take on it. And you're going to have to react, respond, and fix it in a different way than you normally would, or you normally have, or what you're always expected to do. And it seems like there is this vibe now where we all, each one of us, need to get it together of also where we're heading, because a lot of you, and I know because I've done this as well, a lot of you hide your spiritual self. You don't want to say anything because people roll their eyes. You know, I saw some post with a young girl, 21 years old, having liver problems. And I'm like, oh, I just want to say something like, how the hell have you got liver problems at 21? Or have you looked at your diet? Like, what do you should take some herbs, like you should do this, you should do that, you should clear your past, like all the answers were just like coming, and I'm just like, you can't say anything. She's not on the path. She's not awake. She's not aware. She's not living that way. So it's really hard, right? So on the other side of things, having to watch complaints and listen to complaints and see people complaining and see people disgruntled and see people kicking rocks all the time and arguing about this side or that side and arguing about whether this is acceptable or not, or this sounds good or it doesn't, or this person's a good person and this person isn't. And everyone has this friggin' opinion, right? And very little people do anything about it. In fact, unfortunately, if you are someone who's a healer or a guide or a reader or a spiritual person, you will get people who will come to you only when there's a massive drama in their life and ask for your help, or they're dying and they need your help, right? Or something drastic has occurred and they need a house clearing. Otherwise, unless you're in that beautiful community where everyone's going through stuff together and we're all marching forward, you're just this sore thumb that you might have always been your whole life. And so even in the spiritual, in your true beliefs, it's just rejected, even though that's what people are turning to and will turn to once they figure out the restrictions and the fakeness of the establishments that have been, like the control mechanisms that have been. Once people work all that out, then they're going to be looking for astrology and healing and natural therapies, because before there were people who studied medicines, okay, there were people who studied flowers and herbs and the way that interacted with a person, etc. So, if you had I don't know, an upset stomach, for example, you would use peppermint. That eases your stomach pretty well right away, eases, relaxes. Lavender does everything for your skin, from burns to scarring to whatever you need. Lavender will heal as well. So sleeping aids and things like that. We did the natural things. You may be finding that on your pathway, you just, you want to reach out, you don't know how. You want to help. And this is going to change, because this world can't wait for everybody else to do it for them. And they just go, okay, I'm in that group over there. Right? We need people to lead and not follow all of the time. We need people to practice and do the practices with full confidence in what you're doing. So even with the academy that I have created to teach you everything, and by the way, now it's so easy to do it because you can get like 6 courses and be enrolled in 6 courses for $30 a month, or you can be enrolled in 8 courses and get like semester 1 and 2 and all this other stuff for $60, or you can get 1, 2, and 3 massive courses, okay, and all these other courses, 11 courses in all, for $90. So there's going to be some different tiers that are coming up, so you can study and do it and get confident, because even in that group, even in that work, people struggle with their confidence. People struggle with telling another person or their husband or their family or their wife or whatever, this is what I want to do, because of this, the label that's upon this work, because of people who do it wrong. Just like the labels that are upon other things as well. because people who do it wrong, right? People who don't train you the right way or support you or whatever it is, don't even give you any information. I've seen a person charging $1,200 for 1 hour for an astrology reading. You can't even get through an astrology thing in an hour. Mine are about an hour and 46 minutes was my shortest one, about 2 hours at least. There's so much information in an astrology chart, right? So when you see things like that, no wonder people roll their eyes. But one thing I want to tell you something about myself as well is, and I don't do this, okay, because I'm a humble person. I'm here to teach. I'm here to share. I'm here to guide you. But I can tell you right now that if you came for a consultation, let's say, you came for a reading of some kind, or you wanted me to look into something, or you wanted a healing report, wanted a psychology report, you wanted something to know about yourself. Did you know that my expertise is channeling exactly what you need? Exactly what you need. It doesn't matter who you are, how hard of a nut you might be, right? Or that you're purposely there to try to test. I am telling you now that I get the information for every single soul, everything that you need. Now, unfortunately, many people will only buy a little reading. You can't get everything out that you want to get out in that little reading. So what I've decided to do, because this is so important to me, is that I've created where it's at least an hour long. So if you purchase a reading from me, a soul guidance, there will be an investigation process, because that is part of who I am as a soul, to get you everything that you need for your unique situation. I don't care what works for somebody else. I don't care whether you've done 1,000 things before or you're a master healer yourself. You haven't had this. I'm telling you now. And the reason I know that is because that is how I've set that up. I have set it up so that when I connect with you personally and you honestly say you want the help, okay? Because there are people that want the help, but then they go to all these other things as well. No, get the help. Listen to what I tell you. Life changes. You heal, you move forward. And I will go to the ends of the earth to help you. But if you don't help yourself, it won't work anyway. You will be given the formula for you. It's going to be different to this person, this person, this person. But guess what? I teach you how to get the formulas yourself for your clients as well. The way that it works is a very, very simple technique. Besides all different types of healing methods, besides all different types of vision, besides all different past life stuff and this and that, and cutting this cord and that cord, there is a very, very simple method that all of my students learn in semester 1. That method can either give you a mountain of information, or if you're not ready for it, you're going to get confused. Going to be like, okay, now I have to do it again, because you're not trusting. And if you don't trust, you're never going to get anywhere with this work. You won't. So you got to heal that. But I am telling each one of you that it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how cursed you think you are, how bad your life is. whether you've got evil spirits, whether you feel like you're possessed, whether you've got this psychological problem that you've had your whole life, whether you can see things that other people can't, whether you feel like you're living on another planet and your body is here, whether you're into dimensions and you're a soldier somewhere and you're fighting battles or whatever. I don't care what you think is going on with you. I can have the formula to help you. We channel it. It fits you because it's all about you, and it is embedded in your being. It's powerful. Not many people really embrace what they've been given. So my message to you today, right, is about the things that are coming up in your life that need to change. For me, I never toot my own horn, tell you that something's awesome or whatever, but I leave it up to you to see. But now I'm telling you, if you really want your life to change, if you really want to study with me, now I've got mentoring packages that are 1 month or 3 months, okay? Or you can do a 2-hour phone call, or you can get a 2-hour reading or a 1-hour reading, right? But they're no less than that, because I'm done with these baby quick readings. That's not me anymore, okay? All of my students can do those for you or whoever else wants to do those quick readings, but I don't want to short people. I want to give you everything that you need, right? So it has to be laid out properly, and that takes time. And now, on top of all of that, when I made this decision, like, no more, this is what it is. This is who I am. This is where it's at. You want to learn? I got you covered. I got everything you want to learn, completely covered. And the healing, done. Okay, fixing your life and showing you how to do it, done, right? But you can also, because now that I've decided this, Affirm, which is a payment option, wasn't working for the longest time on my website. And I'd ask them for help. Nothing would happen. It would just sit there. And people would say, oh, I'm trying to check out with Affirm, and I can't. Finally, just after me making this decision, you know what? People need this. They need this stuff. They need their own channeled healing codes. They need their own messages. They need this deep, like, and I'm going, through that. Affirm reached out to me and they're like, we can see the problem. We fixed it. I'm like, oh my God. It's only been since 2020 that this has been a problem. Okay. So Affirm fixed it, which means that you can have, I think it's up to 36 months. Okay. Interest-free, making these little payments if you have to. My academy is so inexpensive, it's not even funny. And there's so much coming. Next year, there's going to be the Akash and Dragon Mastery and shamanism and deepening all of your abilities. We've done channeling. We've done past life regression therapy. We've done timeline clearings and learning how to do bigger declarations and clearing, almost exercising demons out of people's bodies. It's that big. Okay. Everything that I know, all the channeling, all the messages from the angels, all the spirit guide, ascended master, Akash work, everything is going to be eventually all there on that platform. Because I can't be the practitioner for the world, right? If you want to work with me individually, come on down, because I don't even know. There'll be a point at some time where I'll just be teaching only. So I'd really like to help you if you need it. So all of this stuff, so this eclipse has brought me to this point in my career after all of this time where I am no longer just diligently sitting in the background and, I'm there. No, I am telling you right now, if you really want your life to change, you need to talk to me. You need to do this. You need to mentor. You need to have me sit with you and hone it all in until you've got it, and send you everything that you need to help support you. And then off you go. Simple as that. And I don't care what you've tried before. I don't care. I don't even care if you've worked with me before. You might need a refresher. I've come a long way in all of these years, and the downloads keep on coming. So wherever Pisces sits in your transit, in your chart, even in your natal chart, have a look. What house is Pisces? And don't say you don't have Pisces, because we have 12 signs, right? 12 houses. Might not have planets in there, but you're going to have a sign. Where is Pisces for you? What does it represent? And what's the opposite of that? Anyway, you can always get an astrology reading as well, and it's recorded for you. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I think it's time for people to really understand what's offered here. I know that you all come for the daily little readings. That's nothing on what I can do, I'm telling you. And I'm telling you how to do it as well. We all can do these things. That's the thing. It's not saying I'm special or anything, but I have honed in after a long, long time of doing this work. Honed in on anything, any problem, it doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter. As long as there is a willingness from you, as the soul that you are, to shift it, to take on the advice and to actually do it, you will get what you're looking for. Okay. So I wanted to make this video just talking with you about what we've been going through and what this has caused as well, what this has brought up, how this is going to affect us. And it's going to affect each one of you differently, depending on what you're trying to work on, what relationships. Some people are having stuff with their parents right now. Some people are reflecting on their life growing up. Some people are reflecting on being a parent, and stuff coming up, like with kids or whatever, right? Like I was, and also losses and pain and struggle, coming up time and time and time again. What had to change? So many things. The realizations that my husband and I have had have been massive. Letting go of an outcome, letting go of the outcomes to our kids, their lives, students, letting go. Wanting everybody to get it, is one thing, but a person has to take the future into their own hands. They have to take their life, their soul connections, their soul chart into their own hands. Karmic patterning, outside influences, negative attachments, okay, focuses on everybody else except for yourself, health concerns and issues. You need to come forward and stop wasting your time. Now, there's options. Again, as I said, the website's completely changed. There's all different things on there for you to choose from, and you won't be sorry, okay? But the thing is that there are many people who live in their head all of the time. So they'll constantly go around and around and around in circles. And it won't matter whether you told them that, here's a golden nugget, go cash it in and you're going to have a lot of money. They'll go, oh, but what if it's not the right nugget? Surely there's a bigger nugget than this nugget. Like, it won't matter. Let it go, right? If someone is not meant, it's not meant. But there are going to be people that complain about everything. So what? Let them waste their time and energy. Okay. So I hope there'll be more things coming up this week. I want to go live at some point and talk with you. We know what sort of videos that you want. Okay. Don't forget about the memberships. The links are going to be below. Free courses are there for you. Tarot courses on membership subscription now. How awesome. Nobody else is doing this for you guys. So take advantage of it while it's there. Okay. So I'm sending lots and lots of love to you all. Again, let me know what you want to see, what you want to do. I'm thinking about doing a guest show where we're talking about a subject, and I'll have someone come into the conversation and we can kind of do, maybe it'll start being a podcast. I don't know. I'd like that. We'll see. And yeah, we'll go from there. All right. I will talk to you all real soon. I'm going to try to turn this off. And much love. Bye for now. Don't forget, go to my website. It's time. Okay, bye.